All right, looks like we're live. Oh God, echo again. All right, let's see. Turn that down, I guess. Hello? All right. So, my jeweler, there we go. Yeah, I normally do this stuff offline. No one really sees it. No one shows it, so I thought I might do that. I mean, the crit rate is horrible. All these guys are brand new on the server, but I mean, showing that part of the game might be something people are interested in. So 10.
How can I be of service?
Yeah, I guess I'll just throw them in there. All right, so I need more of these. Barrel and moonstone, which requires more gathering. But I want to max that out so then I can get this maxed. Because this will stop at 600 and you can't go any further until this is maxed out at 1040. The mastery. So that's proficiency, which is, this one isn't 600. It's like probably 550 or something. Um, so yeah, then once you get this mastery, then you go proficiency and then mastery to get the next Is it Weston Net? Something like that. Oh, I can look that up. Let's see. Westfold. That's the one after Supreme. So same here. I've been using just the rare. So like these are rare right here. Sorry, the platinum and gold, and here is silver. I've been using those to level the prospector. I don't know, initially used copper, and then I guess I did use some baro iron because silver is not super common, similar with gold, so I'd probably use some rich iron. But after a bit, some of these get a little easier, and like with Supreme and Prospector, you can select what that causid um, scarn becomes. So you can, you know, select gold, iron, or copper. And then for leveling jeweler, you can see the processing here. You can use the copper, or in, I want to say, metalsmith, you need causid bronze. So with the bronze, you just add this causid 10 from the supplier, and you convert that to causid bronze. And then the metalsmith can process it. So like with processing, let's see. So this becomes 8 experience per. So you turn the whatever ingot into shavings. See, it becomes shavings. And then it takes those 4 and turns it into 1. So basically you get half the return. So the driving point is get enough ingots made to get through this proficiency level. And then once you're at mastery, see, like this is in mastery. Once you're at mastery, then you can get the crit unlocked, if that makes sense. So in here, with the ingot conversion, all through this proficiency of 600 points, you don't see this. I'm mousing over it, but it doesn't show it. So until you get through proficiency, you won't get a crit on turning those shavings back into ingots, which means if you just do, let's see, what is that, 600? So 8, let's grab the calculator. $600 divided by 8. Okay, so 75. 75. So you would need 150 copper ingots to go from 0 to 600. So then once you do that and you get mastery unlocked, then you can convert all 75 of those back into ingots using this. So those shavings that you created through the proficiency, they go back into ingots with a possibility of it critting because you've unlocked mastery. Does that make sense? How's it going? How you been? How was your 4th of July? It was pretty good. We played a little Lotro. Actually, a lot of Lotro, but oh, for the 4th of July, yeah, I went to bed around, I think it was midnight or I don't know, 8 p.m., something like that. But I think I slept through most of it. Yeah, they go crazy here. They'll do fireworks like starting 4 days ago, and they'll go for another 5 days around here. So you kind of get used to it, but maybe not. I mean, I feel a little more groggy than usual, so maybe not. But that's basically for jeweler. So I'll switch to my metalsmith. Let's see. Yeah, on the same account. So we'll get on metalsmith. How's it going, brother? How long did you guys go? Did y'all do any more skirmishes? No, did y'all do any more skirmishes? So this is the key to crafting. So when you get characters on a new server, basically you want to be able to make tools. Excuse me. So this is where you start. I feel you. Yeah, I was dying. I was like, okay, I'm out. Nap time. Um, so this is the first one you want to make. So you make your, I don't know, second or third character, um, and you want metalsmith for the tools. So then you can get an improvement over the basic crafting tool. And because explorer has both prospecting and forestry, that helps you gather uh, all the mats for all your alts because you can get leather and uh, from beasts, papers from humanoids. You can get the wood and crit mats from the wood nodes, and you can get ore and crit mats from the ore nodes. So then you convert all that using prospector or forestry, and then send them to your alts to make the different ones. But this is basically what you want to follow. So if you have a metalsmith, you want to make them Metalsmith, tailor, prospector, because that's how the tools work. I mean, I guess you can have two tools, but then that requires an inventory slot. See, like this is taking up inventory slot because I've never done any tailoring on this character, which I should probably just throw that out. But anyway, that's the point. Um, you want to follow the tool, um, how the tools are designed. Since you can't customize your tools from the metalsmith, it doesn't have like a they made it so that you can add another craft to one of your characters. But that's for all the old players that have been playing for a long time. They probably requested that. Um, but you basically, as a starting character, you want to follow what the tool allows you to do. I mean, otherwise you're spending money in the store to buy a tool that applies to all the crafts. But these are the different ones. So you'll want a weaponsmith, you'll want a historian, excuse me, historian for making lore papers. So your scholar is the historian tool. I mean, you can do weaponsmith on them too, but what I try to usually do is focus on one craft, even though there's two of them on one tool. Um, like my jeweler usually doesn't do much in cooking. Um, let's see, which one did I do for cooking? Let's see. Yeoman is the one I do for cooking because you have the gathering and the craft together on one tool. That's the one you want to grab for that particular craft. So this one has farming and cooking. So you want those paired together. I don't know why they designed it this way, but that's the way it is. So anyway, that's so you make your first guy metalsmith, and then once you advance, you'll start figuring out that okay, I need a lot more of these journeyman scrolls to unlock these other ones because I only have four of them unlocked for level 13. Excuse me. See, I don't have a tinker recipe, so I can't make it. I suppose I could buy one, but I've been waiting to try to get the journeyman scrolls. See, these are expert here, but they just haven't been. The random number generator just hasn't been there for me, so I don't have some of these. But I do have most of these other ones later on, so I could just push through till he's level 25 and make him one here. I mean, that was my last character that we were just on. All right, so back to the crafting. So let's. Oh, right. So another thing about crafting is you've got your um, crafting guilds. I'm still an apprentice. Um, but the metalsmith, see how I've got just over a day left on this weekly timer. That's a 6 day or almost 7 day cooldown. You want to have all these mats ready to go. So then you can just go through and do those really quickly on all your alts. I mean, if you're going to be in the crafting, you may as well do the crafting guild to get access to those better items. For example, so crafting guild. Now these can take a bit to get going, but once you have a few of these, you can make a full set of armor that's level 30, and it's 100%. Like to get this item, usually takes a crit. But with this shard and with this crafting guild rep item, it guarantees a crit, basically, which is important later. So when you get into Supreme, you've got these right here. You have to have all these extra mats to convert these to a crit version, right? But the option, excuse me, the option is like with this one, you've got either level 45 that gives you 16%, or you can do Armsman here that gives you 20%. But these are only one use. So the odds of you getting a crit are not great, especially when your character doesn't have a high crit rate chance on their tool, if that makes sense. So the likelihood that you're going to get this version, not great. So anyway, you want to try to increase this guy's level so that he can access, um, let's see, I'm armor, so that he can access this tool to get a lot better. See, that's 21% versus the 5% on the current tool that I have equipped. So if I want to use that tool, I have to be level 55 on this character. So that's a factor. And of course, I try to make a armor tool for another player. It took all of these tries. Let's see, 6 of them. And then on the 7th, this level 25 tool that I was trying to make, it took 7 tries to get it to crit. That's an Explorer, that's a different one. These are all armor. I just did this yesterday. But it's not great when you're, let's see, I'll show you that one. So armor 25. So this is the crit rate right now. So I get those 2 mats, then I can craft it. But that's why it's not great. Well, actually, this is why it's not great. So if I want to improve that, I need to level this character, which I may end up doing sooner than later because I'm running through mats very quickly. Oh, so back to the crafting guild. So let's do that, that. So both of these are ready, but you want to time it so that all of it, well, just craft them whenever you can, whenever they're available, is what I suggest. But like this has a day left, and this has this 18-hour cooldown. So let's grab Forge, make that. So this one will be 600. So there, that's 600. So then we'll go to master. And this one has a 2-day, well, 3-day cooldown. But it's ready to go now. And this one has a day left. So I'll have to come back tomorrow and make that one. But that's 3,000 points. And that one's 1,500. and that one's 500. So I do both of these now, it's another 2,000. And as far as I remember, there's no overflow here. So as I get like closer to 19,000, I want to line it up so that I've got exactly enough to do like the last 2,000. So I want to try to get to whatever that'll get me right to 18,000, and then I'll use these last two, this 1,500 and 500. So let's see. That one's 600. Actually, I might need that to make that mesh up. So we'll try these other ones here. All right, 400 and 1,200. All right, so let's do that one. And save that and that. We use the, oops, yeah, 1,200. 16.7. What are we looking at now? All right, so yeah, that's perfect. All right, so I can do it. So this 1,500 and this 600 instead of the 500. So that should give me, yeah. So that'll get it right to 20,000 exactly on the 600. So now we're journeyman. So now we can just go wild and use all these. But there's no overflow. So you max it out with an extra 1,000 or something. That 1,000 doesn't carry over into this one. So you have to make it mesh up exactly. We got an ad coming up in 3 minutes. And then I don't have any mats for this one, but I went ahead and got these. So when I'm ready, I can start making these, and those would help significantly. That's a big chunk of change right there. Just with the medium is 2,000, so that'll get you through. So really, the higher level and higher crafting level that you have, the faster this progression will go. So you'll reach mastery a lot slower if you're a low level character, just grinding out this these low level crafting. So we're at 900. There's another 9, and then 3. So then you have to wait for all this to cool down. So while you're waiting, you go do your gathering and converting those to ingots and whatever. Oh, let's check the journeyman, see if we can get a tinker tool. Sometimes people post that stuff.
Greetings, friend.
So, metalsmith, unit buyout. Yeah, and they're not, when they are available, they're not cheap. That first couple weeks, I was like, I am not paying, 1.5 or 2 gold for just one of these. But now I can afford it. But, and that just comes from leveling a character and selling all the task items and doing the quests. They don't need it for crafting. You can do it to level your forestry. Sorry, your prospecting, um, or the craft if it calls for it in the processing. So, this thing here. So, if you have barrow iron ingots, you can convert them into shavings, and then you take those shavings right here. This is the ingredient list. You convert those shavings back into ingots. So basically, you get 8 per. So you do one of these into shavings. So actually, 2 ingots into shavings. And then those 4 go back into 1 ingot with the possibility of it critting into 2. But it's a 10% chance. So, yeah, it's not great. But yes, the answer is yes, you can if it calls for it. So, with your prospecting in Journeyman, the one that I was just talking about, so the options for weaponsmith, metalsmith, and I want to say another one are barrel iron. But with jeweler, you basically need to use silver. So um, instead of barrel iron here, it'll say silver. But for jeweler, you don't really have to use the metal because you're going to want a lot of extra ore. So, like barrel iron and silver in the journeyman, you're going to be gathering a lot of barrel iron. And along with that, the level 15 area that barrel iron is, sometimes you'll get a barrel iron node spawn location that is silver. And the more level 15 areas you're gathering barrel iron from, the more silver you're going to get because they just happen to be silver instead of barrel iron. If that makes sense. So the more of those that are a crit, like it'll say rich barrel iron or rich silver in the level 15 area that you're gathering, right? That node will say rich, or some other name similar to that. Basically, when you're gathering it, it's a crit. It's a better quality node. They're rare, but once you get that, then those, I don't have any on me right now. I can go back to my jeweler and show you, but those gems are what you use to level up your jeweler. Does that make sense? But you only get 4 experience. So this here is 8, right? For gems in the jeweler crafting window, you only get 4 experience per gem. So you basically need double the amount that you would of for an ingot. But you can use either one. I have done it, but you get so many gems, may as well use them. And oh, yeah. So for your question on the jeweler, um, did I check this? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I did. All right. For the jeweler, your hope tokens, I don't have any on there. That's where you want to focus some of your leveling. So I'll go ahead and switch back and show you that real quick. So you have your jeweler and you just completed proficiency, right? You processed maybe, let's say 100 or 150, I don't know, was it rubies? No, that's level 25. Let's see. Maybe it's amethyst. No, that's 25 as well, I think. We'll look at it here in a second. All right, so we've got sapphires. Which one? Yeah, there's rubies. I think I threw them in the vault.
What can I do for you?
Amethyst. That's 10. Okay, so bloodstone and opal. So for journeyman, there's the silver and barrel iron. I try to only send gold and silver to this guy. Resource. No. Did I already process it all? Oh, it's in my inventory. All right, so I've got gold and silver here, ready to go. But as far as the, so these are the crafting crit mats that I was trying to talk about. We've got, here's the gemstones. You can force it to crit with these mats here. This white rock salt, but it's kind of a moot point. What you want to focus on is you've got your proficiency in journeyman. You are almost there at proficiency, or you just passed it and you got into mastery, right? And you're trying to work on completing journeyman, but you ran out of bloodstone or opal, right? You ran out of those. So then you go to your scrolls, learn the hope token for journeyman, and then you start making these. So you need a bunch of silver and polished bloodstone. So those bloodstones you just finished polishing, then so you only get 4 experience in this bar here, this experience bar for the crafting levels. You only get 4 experience per. But on this, these are useful, and you gain 8 experience per one of these. So this is what you use the rock salt for. So your level 25 can gain 2 hope for 30 minutes if it crits. So you select that. Nope, wrong one. Component, bloodstone, bam. So we throw this here. We got the table, and we'll make 10 of them. And that'll get us 80 points and max out journeyman. I mean, if that's, if you need 80 points and you don't have, I don't know, 20 gems or whatever, you make them. That's why I'm huge into crafting, because these hope tokens, they add to your damage and your, what is it, resistance or durability or whatever it is. It makes you more durable. Same thing with your scholar. You get a warding token, warding lore paper, and a battle lore paper. Let me type it out here. I'm probably not. missing. So we got trail food, hope tokens, lore papers. So each class has a specific class slot item. So like this guy here, this brawler, he has a class slot that can be filled at level 20. So I'm not level 20 yet, so I can't fill my class slot, but I can put a class slot item in there once I'm 20. And all the different crafts, like for captain, let's see, where is it? I've got the sheet explaining all the different ones. Captain emblem is made by metalsmith. All right, so let's see. Wait, what? No, no, no. Class slot captain emblem. No, I think I'm probably thinking of Taylor. Captain armament. Yeah, so I don't know, I can switch to my Taylor and show you that, but your each class has a class slot item you have to get crafted for each 10 levels. Yes, hope tokens by jeweler. Let's see. So like this one, see how it's not a consume on use? So this will go into the class slot for a champion. And then once he reaches level 30, champion rune level 30. And if it crits, then it's, not 3%, it's 4%. So it's less power usage per strike skill. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it doesn't to me. Does not. So you can make Lore Master Brooch. So this will help the Lore Master with their vitality. And then like this one changes the cosmetic look of the links. Instead of the normal one, it'll turn it to a white one. So it's purely cosmetic, but people like that, so some people pay more to get those. And then you can do like runestone. This is technically the weapon slot. So like here for a runekeeper, it would, instead of this axe, it'd be the runestone. And you have different varieties. There's a level 28, 22. Another one for 22. There's one for 25. No. Pocket. So your pocket item, which I've already gotten one, I found it and sent it to this character, but it basically helps you improve your stats. So because this guy is DPS right now, well, not technically DPS, he's like more of a tank build, but because I want to get through any content that I do on him quickly, see, this is the tank spec. This is the DPS spec, and this is the healing spec for Captain. Because I want to get through content quickly, but have all of those skills for a tank later on. I'm going with the pocket that's available right now. I mean, there's not really many choices in low level, but I've basically just been leveling from doing crafting, just increasing the jewelry. Let's see what is good. Crit defense. Okay, yeah, that's a good taunt. Oh, oh yeah, right. That's maxed. Oh, yeah, I need that. Let's see. Bleed skill. Yeah, actually, I might do that, and then there we go. So we're a little closer to that. Nice. But yeah, so um, each of these levels has a different um, higher quality hope token. So if it crits, it's a 30-minute version. If it doesn't crit, then it's a 15-minute version. There's not a huge difference. So you don't really have to focus on getting the crit version because you're getting 3 hope for 30 minutes, 3 hope for 15 minutes. Not a huge difference. It just lasts longer. Whereas with other crafted items that crit, possibility can be higher quality, like stronger. But then once you get to higher level, I don't have it unlocked here. I'll do it, show it for master. So this one is 5, and that's for 30 minutes, 5 hope. So those, again, those increase your damage and durability and resistances and all of that. Actually, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it does help. So when you have a difficult fight ahead, go ahead and grab one of those and use it, and they should help out. All right, so let's get to throw this back in the vault.
What do you need?
Excuse me. Let's see, what was anything I needed to make? Oh, right. So I'm out of gems. So this is a good example. I'm out of gems as far as processing, but I still need mastery in this. So if I have extra ancient silver ingots and beryl, which I have a ton of, and then I have these, I don't even need these, but um, I can get more level 40 hope tokens, and that's 8. So if I had enough, I could max that out, and then when I get more of these gems, I can start processing Supreme. But I want to try to max this out before I get this completed so that it unlocks it, if that makes sense. You have to finish mastery before you can do progress into mastery on the next higher craft. I'll make like 5 of them and show you. Man, that never happens. I never I never get 5 crits in a row. That's crazy. This stuff might be helping. This Nope. None of that's helping. I don't know. That's the first time I've seen 5 in a row on this. That's crazy. All right, so with this 1040, 560 of 1040. So let's do the math. 40 minus 560, 480 divided by 8. So I need 60 more. I can only make 26, so I need a lot more ancient silver. If I want to max this out and I don't have enough gems, then I got to make 60 more of these um, hope tokens to max this out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any mats on my hunter. And I've already done all this crafting on the rune on my cook. Yeah, I've made all the trail food. At least for the characters that I'm leveling right now. I could check the woodworker. That's probably good enough. Unless anyone has any questions. Or does anyone have any requests for content? Like something to show? I feel like a quick stream just to explain some of this stuff. It's not super common, so. Yeah, it's huge. Massive amount of time. Now with farming, it's going to be expensive, but as long as you have a character going through and leveling, selling all the task items, you'll be able to afford keeping your alt, um, flush with gold, so they can afford buying all the mats from the farming uh, trainer. I guess that's what he's called. To actually farm the mats to level your cook. What level is your cook right now? Like Supreme or Master or something? I mean, these are the different names: Apprentice, Journeyman, Expert, Artisan, Master, Supreme. Yeah, that's not nearly enough. 35 is nothing. Now, is that with farming and cooking? Yeah. So, I guess I could switch to my cook to talk to this, but basically, you make the ingredient things like the uh, chicken soup that's used to make the trail food or whatever it is. Um, anyway, that's my focus for cooking. So if you need a bunch of onions for the trail food, uh, you know, make with your farmer uh, craft window, do all the onions, and then just convert all that to trail food. And then you can sell extra, or you can use it all, however you want to do it. I don't know. I think I've talked this to death. can't speak. So, unless there's any further questions, I think we're going to make this a short stream and try to raid out. Oh, Farmers Guild is in. No, there isn't a Farmers Guild. That's a gathering skill. The Cook's Guild is in Mickle Delving in the Shire. So you've got the Tailor Guild in Estleton, that's North Downs. You got the Woodworking Crafting Guild in Estleton. Same with Jeweler. And then the Scholar Guild is in Rivendell and the Trollshaws. The Cook's Guild is in Mickle Delving in the Shire. Metalsmith Crafting Guild is in Thorns Hall in Erdluin. Same with the Weaponsmith Crafting Guild. All right, so if no further questions, we're going to go ahead and start the raid. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Okay, 28.